Today on Wyldcat Creations.
Your party follows the river until you find it. A forgotten cave, guarded by horrors, and haunted by what fell here long ago. Do you dare step inside? Or will the land claim you too? Today I'll show you how to make this epic scene for your adventure party. And maybe scare them too. Come along, let's get to crafting. Took a 1-inch piece of foam and cut it with the proxon into a cave-like shape, and just giving it a little bit more personality here. And trying to imagine like what rocks would look like at cave entrance. Don't forget to sharpen your knives, because dull knives really rip into the foam. Now I'm taking some toothpicks and giving it a little bit more strength to hold it up, and then I glue it in place. And now I'm creating the mount side where the skeleton will reside, and I just needed to build it up so that it had a little bit more base, because later on I'm going to be using some foam clay to give it that earthy feel, and I needed something to bolster it up. Here I'm creating like a backdrop for the mountain to reside and go over. And I just measured it out and created it really. And then cut it, glue it in place, and then later on I'm going to fill in behind it. Now, of course, I need to build up the other side as well, so that's what I'm doing here with the foam and the pieces that I cut off as debris. I'm basically reusing those as a bolster point for the foam clay later on. I went back out with the procs on and I cut more layers to the entrance to the cave, but I made them successively smaller, or progressively smaller actually I should say, and that way it gives it that depth look to it. And you'll see me here just kind of glue it into place. Don't worry about being exact on it because it's a cave, it's not going to be perfect, and I will end up having to trim off the edges later on and then fill in the overage to fill in the gaps and make it look more natural. And this is the foam clay that I was telling you about. I got this down at Hobby Lobby, but you can get it on Amazon. I'll put a link to it down in the description. It's not that expensive, and it's pretty easy to work with. You just gotta, it comes in a airtight Ziploc bag. You gotta make sure that you zip the Ziploc bag up and get rid of all the air while you're not using it, because as it is exposed to air, it will dry and cure. This goes on like clay, and you can manipulate it and smooth it out using a little bit of water. And I'll do that here in probably, I don't know, a little bit. And it once it dries, it becomes foam. It's pretty cool stuff, actually. And then it's easy to paint. You can put texture in it. You can do all kinds of stuff with it while it's drying and even after it dries. I tried a couple of different techniques to make a sword, and I ended up settling on wood sticks. I just glued a couple of them together and then trimmed it, and then created a hilt, trimmed that, and pretty simplistic, really. I could have gone with something pre-made, but I wanted it to have a unique style to it. So for the handle, I just took a piece of wire and wrapped it around the hilt and basically made it look like leather. I'll paint it later to give it that leather look, and of course I've got to size it for the skeleton that's laying there. And poor little guy, he's missing a leg, and I got this guy on at Walmart, and it came in like a 3-pack, so I had a few of them to mess with. The other sword you see here is the first attempt I made with a couple of toothpicks. Didn't really care for it, so I just continued on with this one. I tried to imagine a giant battle long ago where this unfortunate soul lost his life and the sword buried itself into his chest, and there he lay for eternity, grasping at the sword that ended his life. I also wanted to make sure that the bones looked like they were broken and old, and then I decided I was also going to chop his arm off. And so he's missing a leg and an arm Poor guy. Time to make sure he fits. So I press him into the clay, make sure he has a nice resting place for each of his severed limbs and the rest of his body. Time to lay down some paint, make that sword look a little bit more like metal. And here I'm painting the wire to make it look more like wrapped leather. Moving on to the skeleton, I think I'm going to call him Fred. So now it's time to paint Fred and make him look a little bit more worn, a little more bloody, like the flesh has decayed off of his body, and he's just seen better days. Can't forget those severed limbs. Everybody be without them. Oh wait, too soon? Back to the Batcave, or whatever cave you want to make it. I basically took this and put Mod Podge on it, finished it up, and now I'm going to be adding some more Mod Podge to make the grass stick and make it look more like a hilly hill. Yeah, that's it. I did this over a container so that any of the excess that fell off would fall into that. And I highly recommend that because it can get really, really messy. And your fingers turn green too. So just keep that in mind. Let it never be said, I did not have a green thumb. I added some more foam to the cave entrance and to the sides to fill it out more and make it look more natural. And here I am just putting some more grass. I'm going to put some rocks on it here in a little bit and yeah, make it look a little bit better. And if you look closely, you can see Fred's indentation off to the right there. A little known fact about Fred, he wasn't that great of a warrior. He lost. It's time for the airbrush. I'm going to use some brown that I think this is Apple Barrel. You can get it at Walmart, or you can also get it online at Amazon. And I thinned it down quite a bit. basically just creating more land and making it look more natural. I'll spray in between the grass and everything to make it look like there's patches where, Fred never mowed the lawn, so yeah, this is the price he paid. Now I'm adding some regular, non-thinned down Mod Podge, and I'm putting some rocks in place, and when the Mod Podge dries, it will disappear. It'll be invisible. But it'll hold the rocks in place, which is what we want. Give it a little bit of a shoreline, and again, make it look more natural. The more natural you can get, the better it looks. Now to make the water, and this is straight Mod Podge, and then I add some paint to it, and then I do some finger painting. I haven't done that since like the 3rd grade, 2nd grade, so figured I'd give it a shot again. It wasn't good then. I don't know if I'm still good now, but we'll see. And some more rocks, as you can see. I am actually spraying it down right now with a diluted version of Mod Podge and water out of a little spray bottle. And what that does is that will seal all those rocks into place and glue them down. So I don't have to do it individually. It's really, really easy. And, well, lazy too. Finally put Fred in his place, so to speak. Kind of glued him in place and positioned him so that you get an idea of what kind of maybe might have happened, but you're not sure. And luckily he has placeholders for his limbs and stuff. And yeah, so Fred is now permanently a part of the fixture. Now I'm just adding some debris along the shorelines. Get a little bit more, again, that realism word again. But I apologize for the bad camera work. It is a camera that is new to me and I'm still learning it. And yeah, no excuse, but it's an excuse. Time lapse warp speed. full disclosure here, yes, off camera, I did fill in the rest of the river, and so sorry I didn't film that part. But as a bonus here, you're going to see me dig a hole. You know, one could say, you could never have too much foam clay. Yeah, I know, you're right. But, it's, well, okay, it's really bad. Don't ever say I didn't plant a tree for the fallen. Because it's a tree and I planted it. And he fell. Just to be clear. There wasn't enough land, so I made more. And a little bit of a jetty there. Not to be confused with Jedi, not the card, or Jedi, which is the, you know, wizard. Cosmic wizard. Yeah. Just a little bit more paint. A few more rocks. And yeah, I think we're done. Okay, I lied. A little bit more paint. A little more character. A little more, a little more, a little more. Almost there though. I promise. Really. For real this time. And there you have it. One finished cave that is mysterious. And a dead skeleton giant with a tree to remember him by. If you guys liked what you saw, go ahead and subscribe and like the video. It really helps me out. And if you want to see more of this, definitely like and subscribe. Not just kind of fake like and subscribe. Anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Talk to you guys later.